Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is exposing what the Illuminati truly is. Personally, I've seen many discussions on the Illuminati. Many seem to label it as Adam Weishaupt and the Bavarian Illuminati and dismiss it as long disbanded, while yet others at the same time claim every celebrity and historical event is tied to this shadowy cabal. In this series, we will be exploring what the Illuminati truly is. On the 1st of May 1776, Adam Weishaupt found an organization first known as the Order of Perfectibilists, Perfectibilisten, but became famous as the Ordo Illuminati Bavarensis, or the Bavarian Illuminati. A government edict dated the 2nd of March 1785, which appears to have been the beginning of the end for the order. Weishaupt had fled, and documents and internal correspondence seized in 1786 and 1787 were subsequently published by the government in 1787. Yet it is clear that George Washington had no doubt that the Illuminati was not ended then. For in a letter dated October 24, 1798, he wrote, "It was not my intention to doubt that the doctrines of the Illuminati and principles of Jacobinism had not spread in the United States. On the contrary, no one is more truly satisfied of this fact than I am." The Illuminati itself simply means enlightened. There are many branches which are found within the mystery schools and many secret societies. The upper ranks of these branches are the Illuminati. It's often confused and limited to Adam Weishaupt and the Bavarian Illuminati. The ancient mysteries, secret doctrines, philosophy of the secret schools, and divine mysteries are synonymous. The keys to the sacred mysteries could never be lost to the secret schools and occult orders. We should not say lost, they are merely suppressed and held in the secret archives of the great school to be an aim promulgated when the time is opportune. Knowledge always existed, at times only in the secret archives of the great school, that it became degraded by selfishness and then suppressed by design. Secret masters and initiates concealed their labors and either influenced those who knew them not to do their work or worked through agents pledged to conceal their very existence. Secret masters and initiates do exist, and they are truly possessed of profound knowledge. They are ready to help the denizens of the world, but these must be ready and willing to receive help if they are to be benefited by it. Guided by a complete philosophy, armed with a key to symbolism, aided by the initiates and the secret schools, the lost mysteries may be restored and confer their benefits upon the races of men. R. Swinburne Clymer claimed, "I feel the weight of the responsibility resting upon me, for in the Illuminati to preach is a very small part of the duties to be performed." In a letter which he, Dr. James R. Phelps, invariably wrote to the beginner who came under his training, he said, "My authority, and I dislike that word, goes back for years and was conferred by honored brothers now resting from their labors. For reasons of my own, when I affiliated with the Order Illuminati, of which Count Giunotti," then here he mentions the names by which the master is known, "was the Hierophant. The Supreme Grand Lodge, or hierarchical organization of each country, is separate and independent, and the officers of the Grand Lodge of one country have absolutely no authority in the government of that of another country. The one exception was that of Count Giunotti, in his selection of Dr. James R. Phelps as head of the Rosecross Illuminati, and was authorized and legitimate due to the fact that the Illuminati had not been established in America prior to this act. Charles Dana Dean, FRC, High Priest of the Illuminati RC, Grand Master of the Rosicrucian Order for North America, President of the Grand Council of the AMORC, and a member of the Board of Directors of the corporation, passed to the highest initiation through transition on Tuesday, July 25, 1933. The philosophic ideals promulgated throughout the Shakespearean plays distinctly demonstrate their author to have been thoroughly familiar with certain doctrines and tenets peculiar to Rosicrucianism. In fact, the profundity of the Shakespearean productions stamps their creator as one of the Illuminati of the ages. Encyclopaedia Britannica, Volume 14, 1911, page 320. Illuminati, Latin illumare, a designation Illuminati in use from the 15th century and applied to or assumed by enthusiasts of types distinct from each other, according as the light claimed was viewed as directly communicated from a higher source, or as due to a clarified and exalted condition of the human intelligence. To the former class belong the Alumbrados of Spain. Marcelino Menéndez y Pelayo found the name about 1492, in the form Alumbrados 1498, but traces them to a Gnostic origin and thought their views were promoted in Spain through influences from Italy. One of their earliest leaders, born in Salamanca, a laborer's daughter known as La Beata de Piedrahita, came under the notice of the Inquisition in 1511 as claiming to hold colloquies with our Lord and the Virgin. Having high patrons, no decision was taken against her. Ignatius Loyola, while studying at Salamanca 1527, was brought before an ecclesiastical commission on a charge of sympathy with the Alumbrados, but escaped with an admonition. Others were not so fortunate. In 1529, a congregation of unlettered adherents at Toledo was visited with scourging and imprisonment. Greater rigors followed, and for about a century the Alumbrados afforded many victims to the Inquisition, especially at Cordova. The movement, under the name Illumens, seems to have reached France from Seville in 1625 and obtained some proportions in Picardy when joined, 1634, by Pierre Guérin, cure of Saint-Georges-de-Roye, whose followers, known as Guérinais, were suppressed in 1635. Another and more obscure body of Illuminés came to light in the south of France in 1722 and appears to have lingered till 1794, having affinities with those known contemporaneously in this country as French prophets, an offshoot of the Camisards. Of a different class were the so-called Illuminati, better known as Rosicrucians, who claimed to originate in 1422 but rose into notice in 1537, a secret society combining with the mysteries of alchemy the possession of esoteric principles of religion. Their positions are embodied in 3 anonymous treatises of 1614. A short-lived movement of Republican freethought, to whose adherents the name Illuminati was given, was founded May Day 1776 by Adam Weishaupt, 1830, professor of canon law at Ingolstadt, ex-Jesuit. The title of this order or society was Perfectibilicit, Perfectibilisten. Its members, pledged to obedience to their superiors, were divided into 3 main classes. The first included novices, Minervals, and lesser Illuminati. The second consisting of Freemasons, ordinary Scottish and Scottish Knights. The third or mystery class comprising 2 grades of priest and regent and of magus and king. Relations with Masonic lodges were established at Munich and Freising in 1780. The order had its branches in most countries of the European continent, but its total number never seemed to have exceeded 2,000. The scheme had its attraction for literary men such as Goethe and Herder, and even formed the reigning dukes Gotha and Weimar. Internal rupture preceded its downfall, which was effected by an edict of the Bavarian government in 1785. Later, the title Illuminati was given to the French Martinists, founded in 1754 by Martinez Pasqualis, and to their imitators the Russian Martinists, headed about 1790 by Professor Schwartz of Moscow. Both were Kabbalists and allegorists, imbibing ideas from Jakob Böhme and Emanuel Swedenborg. Martinez Pasqualis, the founder of the real Order of Martinists, and that bond has been kept up because Martinez Pasqualis was a member of the mystic Masonic body. Adam Weishaupt said concerning the Bavarian Illuminati, "The great strength of our order lies in its concealment. Let it never appear in any place in its own name, but always covered by another name and another occupation. None is fitter than the 3 lower degrees of Freemasonry. The public is accustomed to it, expects little from it, and therefore takes little notice of it. Next to this, the form of a learned or literary society is best suited to our purpose, and had Freemasonry not existed, this cover would have been employed, and it may be much more than a cover, it may be a powerful engine in our hands. By establishing reading societies and subscription libraries and taking these under our direction and supplying them through our labors, we may turn the public mind which way we will. In like manner, we must try to obtain an influence in the military academies, this may be of mighty consequence, the printing houses, booksellers' shops, chapters, and in short, in all offices which have any effect, either in forming or in managing or even in directing the mind of man. Painting and engraving are highly worth our care. To be often traced more or less vaguely in the West, that the great lodge of the Magi, the adepts, the perfect masters, known and designated also by many other names, has never ceased to exist. That this lodge has often, though secret and unknown, shaped the course of empires and controlled the fate of nations. That this is a fact beyond dispute has only lately been proven openly in the issuing of a secret mandate that the secret degrees of mystic Oriental Masonry should be worked, and by the appointment of a deputy Grand Master in America by the Supreme Order of the Universe. The fraternity now called the Rosenkreuz was known as the Paracelsians, alchemists, and illuminated brethren. It has ever been the same great school under names in harmony with the age and the needs of the peoples. The Lion King is telling the story of the opposing forces of the Illuminati. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, and if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.